Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about chapter 22 of the Tao Te Ching. And this particular chapter is very interesting. So basically living the flexibility. And I think this will be very easily to illustrate with a bamboo tree or a palm tree, whatever tree you can see that it's inspiring to you. So let's say the bamboo tree always bent. No matter how the wind blows, typhoon comes, hurricane, whatever, it's going to always bend and always straight. So then you wonder why, how comes we have to learn from nature? Is because most of things in life we are fixated into an idea or anything that's around us that you have done before. There is a beautiful saying that goes that if you always do what you always done, you always get what you always got, and you always feel what you always felt. So meaning that you have to be flexible. No matter what kind of advices you get from people, doesn't mean you have to follow their advice, but means that you can adapt to the situation that you're in. An example is, let's say you lose a job and you did the job for so many years, you know the only thing that you have to do, and suddenly you try to apply for the same kind of role in different companies, and you find it's very tough to get ahead. It's not your fault. It's because time has changed sometimes. Sometimes this kind of role has been automated or maybe has been made redundant totally because it's not necessary. Think of all those gadgets that a long time ago, for those young viewers doesn't know what a cassette tape is, or maybe a CD-ROM or anything, because nowadays you can easily use your phone or use your laptop or anything else to do it. So those things are made redundant. Even fax machine nowadays is not needed because you do it by email or other stuff. So that's why I said to a lot of people, the wonderful book is also called Who Moved My Cheese. It's a wonderful analogy that if someone moved your cheese or make your job redundant, back to the example, figure out how you can tool your mind, how you can either change totally a different kind of role or other stuff that you want to do. But you can also use the same technique that you were using in this kind of role, because the skill set, a great friend of mine tell me the same thing, is you can apply to other kind of positions. And I'm not talking about those like surgery or very particular topic that you have to learn from, but some things like performance manager or anything that you can change your thinking that, okay, last time I did it like this, but this time there is a tool for that. Let me try to use the tool, and don't let the tool use you by replacing you totally, but become an advisor, for example, of this kind of tool, so that you can help companies understanding these new tools, how you can put it into practice. So many things in life, they are great engineers, IT people, but they don't know how to implement it into the real world. So maybe you can become the middleman or someone, middlewoman, to bridge the gap. And that's very good way to be flexible when it comes to job. But it also things around you that you think that you get an argument or anything, and you always think, this is the way I always do it, so I'm gonna do it the same way. Like I said, if you always do what you always done, you always get what you always got. Just different results, but most of people expect a different results. So it's better that you listen to people that, even though they are younger than you or maybe much older than you, it's like the saying goes that you're never too old to learn and never too young to teach. Sometimes it's also good to learn from the young people, especially how fast they are with the latest technologies, and also the wisdom that we get from elderly people. All right, so all in all, I think this chapter 22 is phenomenal because it helps me clarify some of my thinking as well. So if you go to these pages once a week, you can take one verse or maybe listen to my opinion here about what Lao Tzu tried to say. Is like empty your cup, because most of us are filled. Our cup is always full with something, but it's try to use it in the analogy like empty your cup, so that you are listening to other people's opinion. Let me give an example. So let's say if someone has you've done this before, you get the results that you don't like, then some things happen that people suddenly come into your life or out of nowhere say something to you, and then you block it, say I don't have time for this, but maybe that is the answer you're looking for. So maybe you have to be like saying, and I quote, like, I never thought about it, let me try it, thank you for sharing, for example. Okay, instead of saying, oh no, don't tell me what to do, or don't tell me what to think. And that's, you're having a closed mindset. So open mindset is like, questioning this stuff. Okay, I never thought about it, let me take a look. And then you can consider, I'm not telling you to follow that person's advice, but making sure that you also make up your mind about, maybe that person has something, that I didn't thought about. So very rarely, if some things happen to your life, that most of the time you think you know it, but it is the opposite. Remember the analogy that I put forward to you last time, that no matter if I write, let's say in front of you, number 6 in front of you like this, on the grass, on the floor, and then you will say, every time I look at it, I will say it's the number 6, but the opponent in front of you will look at your number and say it's always number 9. You can argue the whole day, the whole night, and then it will always be number 6 for me, number 9 for you. And that will be, both of us are right. So that is better for you to say, I never thought about the number 9. Let me think about it. Maybe that person is gone. Then you secretly go and took his shoes or her shoes, and then you can see their perspective. Say, no wonder you always see it's a 6. I always see it's a 6. He always sees a 9, because it's different perspective. And also the most importantly is that you don't have this ego in front of you, because the ego, ego, like Dr. Ray said correctly, like edge God out, edge the wisdom out, the truth out. It's because you're being too naive and not listening to, also the fact that it might be a different perspective also. Both of us are right. So basically you're better saying like, I'm not telling you're wrong or you're right, but let me think about it. So that will be an open mindset. And the other people will be encouraged to help you also, to give you some feedback, maybe from an inspiration of a book, maybe from outside forces, or inside yourself, when you do the meditation and then suddenly you have a calling saying, hey, I'm supposed to do that. Or maybe when you do a shower, most of people say they should a shower because then your mind is quiet. And if you shower like half hour, I don't shower so long, but anyway, then you will then have an idea, because you're not bombarded by gadgets or phone, social media, or anything, people, noises, whatever. So then you are with yourself, and sometimes when you're with yourself, with your mind, then you have always an idea and inspiration. The famous Einstein with a light bulb is the same thing. Then you instantly have a hunch, a hinge, or whatever. That's from the gut, a gut feeling, you sometimes say. And that's, we need to follow most of the time. Not always, but most of the time, because sometimes the gut feeling is the universe of the wholeness that I talked about a long time ago. Just trying to tell you, say, hey, listen, I'm trying to tell you something. But you're too busy with all the phone gadgets and videos, I don't know, so things that happen to your life. So all in all, this beautiful chapter 22 is try also not to have too much of your goals only, because sometimes you have a particular goal in life and you try to achieve it, but inner of you tell you, no, that's not the one, I can give you better one. Okay, sometimes you want to chase a girl or boy, you think he or she, he is the best. No, the universe telling he or she will not be the right for you, someone else will be. And that's why let's have an open-minded. Shoot for the moon, at least you hit a star. I like that saying also, by the way. Anyway, Let's go to this 22. So being basically flexible. I'll read it from this book, beautiful book. Bowed down, then preserved. Bent, then straight. Hollow, then full. Worn, then new. A little, then benefited. A lot, then perplexed. Therefore, the sage embraces the one and is a model for the empire. He does not show himself, and so is conspicuous. He does not consider himself right, and so is illustrious. He does not brag, and so has merit. He does not boast, and so endures. It is because he does not content that no one in the empire is in position to contend with him. The way the ancients had it, bowed down, then preserved, is no emptying saying. Truly, it enables one to be preserved to the end. Thank you so much. See you in the next chapter.